All right, let's try to understand the next habit. Life skill is critical thinking skill. It's a very crucial skill in today's world because we are living in the age of problems. We are living in the age of innovation, and we are living in the age of challenges. And it's really important you to develop this critical thinking skill. And it's a very, very, very important skill. Number one, start questioning yourself. You have so many assumptions, right? So you come across so many assumptions. Start questioning those assumptions. And I strongly believe assumptions is the biggest enemy. Don't assume anything. The more you assume, that means you are, getting into a trap of unwanted things. So assumption is the biggest enemy. Instead, start asking, clarifying, and so on. That way, you are crystal clear. You are clear. You have no doubts on anything and anybody, right? So start questioning the assumptions and then start working towards it. At least solve one puzzle, one riddle every single day, at least one problem every single day. That way, your critical thinking ability will increase, right? Every single day. Now, start comparing at least two resources. Maybe you have a problem, right? So maybe start comparing the problem with different resources available on internet. Maybe your mentor, teacher, ask them, okay, if you had this problem, how would you solve this? Okay, if ask maybe chat gpt, if you have this problem, how would you solve it, right? Maybe ask many other applications available, if you had this problem, how would you solve it, right? So you need to utilize the right resources and then start addressing the problem proactively. Now start also reflecting on the decisions. It's very important that you reflect on the decisions, because the more you reflect on the decisions will be better. Else what will happen is you will end up in a situation where the decision itself will be wrong, and then ultimately the outcome will also be bad. So it's important you start making the wise decisions. Now play a strategy game. Now you need to start asking the right questions. All right, if I had this, what would I do? If this is the way to solve it, okay, how would the outcome be? If this is the route I take, okay, how would the outcome be, etc. And you need to start asking and then start thinking and then asking right questions to solve a particular problem. And practice explaining topics. It's very important, because the better you explain, the more you explain, the better understanding of the topic is. That's why it's important for you to understand a topic and then start explaining it to someone, so you understand the topic better. Now, also ask supporting evidence. And in today's world, in the digital world, the problem is we get lots of messages on our mobile phones, and without looking at evidence, we simply forward it to hundreds of people. So that's a wrong approach. So what you need to do is you need to always look out for evidence. You need to search for the authenticity of the message, right? That way you are improving your research skills, you're improving your critical thinking skill. That way you are analyzing, you're evaluating, you're monitoring, and then you're actually doing a lot of other activities when it comes to authenticating the information, to identify whether the information is genuine or not, right? So you need to start doing that. Now, of course, we are dealing with the problems. I strongly recommend you to break complex problems into small little problems. You have a bigger problem, start with small, right? Start addressing the smallest thing. Take baby steps. You cannot, flatten mountain in one day, right? So it takes at least 20, 30 years for anybody to flatten the mountain. So of course, it's not a challenge. It's just it takes time. At the same time, whenever you come across a complex problem, I strongly recommend you to address, little by little. That way, you can address the bigger problem. So you need to understand that that's a very, very important step. Now, the most important aspect is learn from the mistakes. We are human beings. We maybe unconsciously or consciously, we end up making mistakes. And it's important for anybody to learn from the mistakes and don't repeat the mistakes again. So I hope you will start following these daily habits and improve your critical thinking skills.